Could you first introduce yourselves about?
I'm Brian, the guitarist.
And I'm Rob Dickinson, the singer and the guitarist. From England.
And the Catherine Wheel.
And the Catherine Wheel.
What country is that?
Catherine Wheel is a small independent country outside of London.
Outside of London? You guys come from London?
No. We've the band originated on the east coast of England, a place called Great Yarmouth, but we don't kind of live there anymore. But we rehearse there, so we've kind of dispersed to various parts of the world where we live. But yes, that's where we're from. Still from England.
Still, because you recorded your new album in Los Angeles.
No, we mixed the new record. We mixed it in Los Angeles. We recorded the record in London in the middle of last year, but it was a long process. So we felt that we wanted to. It could have been in France. It could have been anywhere as long as it was outside England. We were quite keen to mix it outside of England.
But
the record had taken a long time to make, and we felt that we wanted a change of scenery. In London, we'd used about every studio available in London to record the record because it took so long.
Abbey Road.
Abbey Road was probably the only one we didn't use, but we used 15 studios to make the record in London.
Why is that?
Because it kept. We thought we'd make the record in 5 weeks, and 5 weeks turned into 7. 7 turned into 9, and then it kept going, and we kept having to book new studios.
So now you guys are totally broke, or not?
Well, we haven't. Yeah, we've been broke for the last 3 years, but you know we can still make. Luckily, we're still given the money to make the records that we think we need to make. So,
but not to buy houses.
So you don't live anywhere?
Oh, we do, but we can't buy more houses.
How many houses do you got? Just one.
We don't drive Porsches, put it that way, or Ferraris.
Yeah.
You know, one day.
Just Volkswagens.
Peugeots. Yes.
Oh, beautiful cars. Anyway. I thought the record was totally American. So this is an American.
Really?
Yeah.
Why?
To me, it sounds like this American modern rock or something.
Really? Modern rock? Oh,
yeah,
God.
like Sugar Ray, you know that?
Sugar Ray? No. No, it's interesting.
Anyway.
I don't know. You know, we spent quite a bit of time touring in America, but I think what America's given us is an ability to kind of be ourselves and to kind of America's a great place to play and not feel that you're in any kind of box, which is easy if you play a lot in England. It's very easy to get caught up in what's trendy and what's fashionable and constantly worry about what the English music press are thinking of you. In America, if something's good, it's good. It's not. They don't try and attach too many labels to it, and that was a good place for us to kind of develop. And I think this record sounds. I think for me, this sounds like a quintessential English rock record, you know. But
why are you laughing?
It was the fatal slip of tongue. That was all. I didn't mean it.
But it was, you know. I mean, I think it's the first true Catherine Wheel record which sounds just like us, and I don't really think it sounds like anybody else, you know. And I think this is the first time we've achieved a record which reflects how the band sounds live, which is often quite difficult to do. It's probably why the record took so long to make.
Yeah.
You know?
Is it why there's so? Well, there used to be a lot of great rock bands from England, and now, well, there's just you, I guess.
Well, I don't know. I mean, you know,
they want to be fashionable, new wave or something.
Yeah, there's this fixation in England, and there always has been, with retro and things which have gone on in the past and regurgitating things, and which we've never really been interested in. And I have no problem with bands that do that, but I don't think a band that does that can claim to be genuinely contemporary. And I think for me, a convincing band and a band which I want to listen to and feel part of is a band where I believe what the band's saying. You know, I think where the music is a true reflection of the people making it. And I think in England at the moment, if I have to generalise, I don't think there's many bands doing that. I think a lot of bands their bands exist because they want their bands to sound like this. They want to appeal to these kind of people. There's a lot of thinking going on, and targeting and niche marketing and things, you know, which, you know, and I think any band when it starts off needs to have its little area. I mean, it's taken us three records to get to the point where I kind of convinced how important our band is. I mean, I wasn't kind of sure where we fitted in on our first two records. But being able to develop and tour quite a lot has helped us enormously. And we've, if someone listens to our first record and this record, I think they'll understand why this record has come about. And certainly, if someone who saw us play live recently, they'll understand why this record sounds as it does. I mean, it's an ambitious record for us because it, as well as sounding quite aggressive in other areas, it kind of reflects our love of pop music and melody and tunes. And there's also, there's a lot of melancholy, I think, to the record, and I think the record has a kind of tension between the soft and the hard and the aggressive, and I think that gives it a kind of charm and appeal, which I see more. I mean, I see more. I can see maybe how someone would say it's that there's an Americanism to it, because there's more American bands who I believe and kind of believe what they're singing about at the moment than there are English bands. I mean, I don't know, Nine Inch Nails, for example. I mean, I don't think we sound like Nine Inch Nails, but you kind of believe what they're saying, and
so he's doing what he wants to, actually. So
sure, and he's. And he's singing about real things. He's not.
Is it just because a lot of American bands just start off doing what they like, and they don't start off doing what the press likes?
I think I agree, and in England it's very easy to do because the press turnover is very quick in England. It's a weekly music press, and it's a small country, and everybody knows what everyone else is doing, and everyone gets bored very quickly.
So, what do you think of Portishead?
I love Portishead. I think Portishead are great. I think. I like Verve, an English band called Verve, and I think Radiohead are pretty good. And we like Oasis as well, although Oasis certainly,
But do you think Oasis will be around in 2 years?
I don't know, maybe that isn't important.
Maybe not, because there's so many one-day flies, as we call it in Holland.
I'm not sure, maybe they won't, but I think they've made a good record, and there's an honesty to that band which is quite refreshing. They don't pretend to be anything that they're not.
Yeah.
I think they've kind of ripped us off a little bit on certain parts of their stuff, but I think it's good, But other than that, I mean, there's.
What parts did they rip you off?
Well, "Live Forever" sounds like black metallic to me. One of the songs of our first record, but
The nearer you get to the end of the song, the more obvious it gets as well. But that's all right.
Well, they rip off the Beatles as well. So I mean, the Stones.
We're in good company.
Yeah, you're in good company.
But no, there's some good English bands, and as usual, there are some not so good English bands, and there's some good American bands, and there's some terrible American bands as well. So,
you got to do what you want to.
Yeah, and this is the first time when we sat down to make this record, having toured for 6 months on Chrome, the previous record. I had a very great sense of ambition for that. I was very ambitious for the band, and I knew that we can make a record as diverse as this and make it truly convincing. And so, and I wanted to be kind of confrontational with it, and I wanted people to go, Jesus, as soon as it went on, and I think it has that effect, and and it's for us, it's a direct record lyrically as well. I mean, it's some of the most direct words I've written: "Eat My Dusty and Sensitive Fuck," and "Little Muscle," and "Fizzy Love," and
what's Little Muscle about?
Oral sex, actually, but actually probably pretty thinly veiled.
So why wouldn't you call it oral sex?
Well, that would have been too obvious, wouldn't it? You wouldn't have asked me what it was about then, would you?
I would ask you, would it be about this little muscle?
Yes, but...
You don't like direct songs? Or?
No, I do. I do. I mean, and the songs on this record are, for us, pretty direct. I mean, we've been certainly guilty in the past of being obscure for the sake of being obscure, like a lot of bands do for the sake of being arty, and burying the vocals in the noise of the guitars. But I mean, this time I really wanted the vocals to be heard. I was a lot happier with the idea of singing this time around.
Yeah, especially like the guitar sound on the album. It's totally heavy. Yeah, it's almost like this heavy thrash metal guitar sound.
Yeah, well, some of it is, and that's what part of the band is. I mean, we're huge fans of. Like, good rock music. We love.
What's
rock.
Good rock music?
Well, I don't know.
Black Flag.
2112, Rush.
Selected Black Sabbath and the contemporary Soundgardens of this world. That's good.
Yeah, I mean it's all there, but at the same time we listen to Talk a lot, and we're in love with Scott Walker and have been for the last 5 or 6 years. I mean, it's like it's all there, and I defy. There's no reason why we shouldn't reflect the diversity of the music we listen to and the music that comes out of us, you know. And I think, you know, this record is a product of our own influences for the first time. I think you can probably trace other particular genres of music in our previous records, but I think this really does sound like us. It may, you know, people may say it sounds English or it sounds American. That for me doesn't really kind of matter. It's still, I don't think it sounds like any other band. And which it was important that we made a record like that, you know.
Yeah. What sort of people come to your shows? Totally mixed crowds. That's a problem when you make an album as diverse as that. I
can't remember. We haven't played for 18 months. I can't remember the kind of people.
You haven't played for 18 months.
December the 20th, 1993 was our last gig.
So what do you think after issuing this album?
What do you think?
Well, what people would attend your shows?
I don't know. I don't care. I mean, we
don't care?
I really don't care who comes to the show. I mean, we haven't made that idea of, you know, we're a band that only we want to only appeal to these cool people, or, you know, if it's cool people want to get into it, it really doesn't matter. I mean, the idea of making a partisan record is so unappealing, you know.
There's no discrimination. We discriminate against nobody.
Yeah. Sounds nice. Yeah. Another thing, how did you get Tanya Donnelly to sing on your record?
We asked her, and Gil, we'd bumped into her a few times on tour in America, and Gil Norton knew her because he'd produced Belly's first record and Throwing Muses, so he knew Tanya very well. And we flew to Boston and recorded it at the Fort Apache Studios in Boston early last year, and she was a sweetheart, beautiful girl she is.
You wrote the song, I guess, or?
Yeah, we wrote the song, and as we were.
Did you pick one out, or?
No. It wasn't the idea to do the song the song as a duet at all until we started recording it, and then I became obsessed with this idea of having a girl duetting on it with me, and then I started talking about it with Gil, and Tanya's name came up, and the more I thought about it, that kind of country and western twang, almost country twang that she has to her voice, started to become really appealing. So, and it worked just kind of how we imagined. It worked really well.
Yeah. Still, it's not the song that's get most airplay. That's Way Down or something.
Yeah, but that's probably because Way Down is the single. That would probably account for it. But I think Judy Staring at the Sun will be a single in the summer. I think at the end of the summer.